Hello everybody, welcome to another Fly UK stream with Jerry Fly Island as well, so Fly UK, Fly Island. We're on another shared cockpit experience, this time to celebrate the Chinese New Year. Do you know what the Do you know which year it is? Do you know what sort of animal it is this year, Jerry?
I'm not familiar, but just to let you know, I'm getting a double feedback there off your audio. Remember I was explaining earlier on?
Okay, it's probably, if you refresh the screen, 2 seconds. Everybody, I'll be back. I'll just have a speak to Jerry about sorting this double feedback out. I'll be back shortly. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're just having, just seeing whether the double feedback is there. And is it still there, Jerry?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
Okay, so it's still
it's
there.
It's actually coming through from your computer through the line.
How strange. Okay. Is anybody else getting like a double voice effect over on the stream? Can anybody sort of let me know? Hi, it's Taylor. How you doing over on Twitch? It's the year of the tiger. It's the year of the tiger this year.
And just to double check, do you have your game audio being monitored or any of those things feedback?
No, desktop audio is separate. It's not coming through.
Okay, let me double check on my side.
Okay. Yeah, so are you hearing my voice just once, or are you hearing it twice?
I'm hearing it 5 seconds apart.
5 seconds apart, okay. Interesting.
So I hear it once, then 5 seconds later I hear it again.
Yeah, it must be a stream. Just to humour me, Jerry. Close down all your browsers, you know, with the stream.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
Okay, there's a sneaky one hiding in the background.
I sense a schoolboy error, you know. There we go.
We're good. Let's do it.
TikTok Scotland yet once. I think Jerry's blushing now, blushing more than the sassy woman that come in the last stream.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So anyway, but Dragon Air we're flying, and we can't wait. We can't wait to get to Shanghai. We're in Wuhan at the moment. Hi, Phantom AU, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hello, Mr. Mickey and Naz. Sounds good to me, and hello, it sounds fine here. There we go. It must have been Jerry's side. We'll blame Jerry. We'll blame Jerry. Okay, so we'll sit in the cockpit, and we'll start turning some of the things on that we need. Oh, yeah. The light's already on by the looks of it. So, what sort of day have you had then, Jerry?
Oh, it was actually pretty alright. Would you believe, for fun last year, obviously due pandemic and all the rest of it, I took on a little bit of extra training, and what I was doing is learning how to drive and articulate the lorry. So I did some more lessons today. It was actually quite good. It's good fun.
And this isn't at Legoland Windsor or anything, is it? I know you flew into sort of flew into Heathrow a few times, and probably over Legoland. You didn't drop off into Legoland to get your license, no?
Definitely no. Okay, it wasn't one of those ones. No, it was a proper one. So the test is next Monday. Fingers crossed.
Oh, fantastic! Honestly, it's anything like that just so rewarding to actually go and do, and
I think it's good to keep the mind going, you know.
Oh, definitely, yeah. A few people actually asking, hi Darth, Bob, 664, how you doing on the other channel? Naz, how was your medical? And also Kieran has said, how did your medical go? So I've passed my first class medical, so I'm super glad that's out of the way now. I just need to send over my passport and get the paperwork issued, but it's all done apart from that. So yeah, I can't wait to get the ATPL started this weekend, and we'll get it ordered this weekend, the course, and start doing that. It's going to be fun. Congratulations, thank you, Kieran, I appreciate that. And Phantom says congrats as well. Thanks so much.
And I bet, Dan, the first thing you did after your medical, after getting a nice squeaky bill of health, you went for a burger.
Do you know what? I drove past the McDonald's and it did cross my mind. But the night before, I had a sort of a chocolate brownie with ice cream and stuff. I think I was regretting that decision straight after. I was thinking, what have I done that for? Dean Reader said, well done, mate. No doubt, if I'm honest. Oh, thanks so much. Well, there's always a doubt, 'cause it's always out of your control, isn't it, a little bit, with that side of things. So, and Naz says congrats as well. Thanks so much, Naz. Okay, so before we go any further, I just want to welcome on board the Patreon members. So for those that are new to the channel, Patreon is a way that you can support the channel further by having a mention every simulator stream and sort of behind the scenes posts, and like the medical, the patrons had the benefit of hearing first whether the medical went ahead as a promise to them. But yeah, Patreon members, let's see who's on board. So in economy we have empty seats still, so no one's there. No one's signed up to the economy. It's looking pretty empty there, and the weight and balance is definitely weighted towards the front. And in business, we have Living History UK, Matthew Allen, Niall Conway, and Steve Rowe. Thank you ever so much for the support again in business class. Really do appreciate it. And in first class, we have Christian and John Restall. Thanks ever so much over in first class as well. Like I say, they're the top paying Patreon members. Only limited to 12 seats as well, just to make it more exclusive. But yeah, I really appreciate all your support and continued support. And for Christian, I'm actually doing I'm mixing it in a Kaitac video that I filmed on the weekend on the simulator. I've actually mixing that in, and that'll be up on YouTube hopefully soon. Yeah, so this week at some point, probably the weekend, just doing the mixing side of it. So yeah, so there we go. That's the Patreon members, and you can actually join Patreon by going to the following link: patreon.com/flyuk. So if you do want to, any of you want to join Patreon, maybe even economy, $250, you still get a mention in the streams, and you still get the benefit of general posts, etc. So yeah, hopefully see some of you on that side as well. Anyway, how are we doing with the setup so far? And I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what fuel are we taking this evening, Dan?
So fuel, actually, yeah, that's a good point. We do need the motion lotion, don't we?
As it says, the motion lotion. Yeah.
Okay, so fuel, operating flight plan. So fuel is okay. So we've got 700 kilograms extra, 5 tons, 5. Yeah, so we'll say 5.1.
Okay.
Do we want to take any more than that extra 700 for this?
I think there's have a look to see is there any extra built into that there, Dan. There could be about 700
yeah,
kilos
700,
in there.
Yeah, 700,
yeah. There's an interesting comment there now. Make sure you do a type rating on a Boeing, not an Airbus. Sorry, Jerry.
Hey,
well,
I'll let you two fight that one out then between you.
Well, at this moment in time, now it does change from year to year. Maybe every 2 or 3 years. At this moment in time, the most valuable is the A320. There was for many years the 737. So again, it's just this moment in time. We see a lot more operators getting a lot more desperate for A320 pilots, and the balance is just tipped at the moment in Airbus's favour. But that will change. It always does.
Yeah, it's. I I mean, it'd be nice to be able to be rated on both of them, wouldn't it? You know, have the choice.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, having the type rating on either one of those, they're the workhorses, you know, both.
Yeah. Yeah, Phantom's just agreed. More and more airlines are shifting to Airbus.
Yeah, just for now anyway. But you know, that will Boeing will come out and they'll make a better deal out there, and you know, people make over time shift. So it's cyclical.
Yeah, like I say, it's. I mean, both are fantastic aircraft. I mean,
there's no doubt.
So yeah, do you want to discuss what route we're taking and where we're going to and where we're going? So where we're going from and where we're going to?
Yeah, I was going to actually say if you'd wanted to pop the route into the box stand and then I could take it from there. Do you know what I mean? It'd be much easier then. We'd be able to have a look at what's happening there, because I have all the charts open up here, which way we're going, and it's basically we're taking off and flying east till we hit the coast, land in Shanghai.
And I've heard we've got ATC, haven't we, today?
It looks like we have ATC when we get up into the air and en route. Okay, so you never know. It's amazing when we file these flight plans and we let them know we're streaming later on. All the ATC little centers pop up and open to, you know, potentially give us a bit of a hand. So I really much appreciate if they're tuning in.
I'm just looking at so runway 04 right is our
correct
departure. So 04 right.
Bit of a taxi outfit, but hey, it is what it is.
And there's no SID available on this. So
okay, well if there's not, we'll
I'll have a look again. I'll have a look again. 04. Yeah, there's no SIDs
okay,
available.
Don't worry about that. We'll vector out.
Okay.
It's actually called the BIVIP departure that we're going to be doing. So if it's not in the box, actually, here's a little thing that we could be doing later on. There's a VOR called the Delta Hotel Papa. And if you were to select the Delta Hotel, tune in on the RadNav page. If you go to the RadNav page.
Yeah.
And tune in, type in Delta Hotel Papa and put it on VOR 1 and 2, actually. You might as well do it on both. Okay, it's just 15 nautical miles away-ish. And I want you to select a course of 254 and put it in underneath that, where you have to tune into the course.
254.
254. And 254 in the other one. Because I'm looking at the plates here, and if we don't have an ORNAV ability, we can actually do it conventional. And what we're going to do tonight is conventional.
Oh, there we go. Hello, Jenna. How you doing? And Phantom has said, "Don't I have some old Oxford ATPL books if you wanted to quiz sometime?" Oh, blimey! Oh, yeah. Do you know what? It's anything like that would probably prompt me, you know, or get me thinking about what the answer would be. Then over the streams, that would be quite useful over time. Don't do it just yet, because I haven't even started. So don't be too mean. Hi, how you doing? RF Ocker. I'm going to pronounce it like that just in case the stream thinks I'm swearing. Yeah, I'm just going to have to call you German aircraft.
A fucker.
Something like that.
The fucker.
Yeah. See, do you know, I always find, like, you know, when the Irish swear, it doesn't even sound like swearing. You can say what you like, can't you, you know? Okay, look... look over, not quiz. Oh, look over, not quiz. Oh, okay. Siobhan 98, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hi, Masso1. Thanks for the follows and shares, by the way. And if everybody wants to share this and tap the screen on the live, yeah, and Christian's just come in, first class Patreon member there.
Oh,
hey,
good
Dan,
evening, Christian.
Yeah, I've heard your message about the Kai Tak at the beginning. I'm looking forward to watching. Yeah, I just want to make, basically I've got a replay of the shots, and I've got to mix it all in together to make it work. So yeah, I want to make it look right, essentially. But I've got Cafe Pacific. Is it Cafe Pacific livery for it to try and and it's a 747 I've gone into Kai Tak into as well. So so yeah, it's going to hopefully look the part as it goes in, and yeah, I can't wait to show it to you. And like I say, the Patreon members will get that a week before it gets released on YouTube when I do basically publish it, basically. So thanks for the gift, Siobhan. Actually, while we're on the gifts, and I just want to sort of say thanks to the gifters from last time. So hey, Funky Duck, how you doing? So the top gifters from last simulator stream, we've got Kim, Southern Dog Training, we have D Barber, we have CD Launch, Melanie, and we have Andrew. Thank you ever so much for the gifts. And you might have seen that there is this campaign on that certain gifts, I think it's like top liver or something like that. There's certain gifts that you can gift with, which will help push the stream up in the rankings, and maybe send us to the moon or something, I don't know, in an Airbus A320. But yeah, thanks so much, Siobhan, for that. Oh dear, I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, that's in the box then. So what you're saying about...
So you want to do the brief, Dan, do you?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to turn over to the Jerry Cam, and just before I let you know, I actually changed those radials. It wasn't 254, it should have been 074, my apologies.
Okay,
put them in there
nice.
Anyway. But the Jerry Cam will be able to give you a brief.
Yeah, Jerry Cam's activated, so...
Okay. I can't see the stream, so I have to take your word for it. Okay, very good evening in Wuhan. Here's where we're parked. We're just to the left of the center screen. You can see that little, it might be a little bit difficult on some of the smaller handsets to see, but we're parked right here. When we taxi out, we'll hear a clearance via a route called Charlie, and then we'll be coming down a point called Juliet, and all the way down there, and we'll join the Deltas, and that will take us all the way down to the beginning of runway 04. Once we're on the runway and we're taking off, Dan, if you check, I'll check flex set by 80, call 100 V1 and rotate. We'll monitor engine and flight instruments. We call any failure affecting safety. In the event of a failure before V1, Dan, you're going to call stop or go. And in the event of a stop, you'll close the thrust levers and select max reverse. I'll call spoilers, reverse green, decel 70 knots, and I'll call ATC. And we'll take no further actions until the aircraft has come to a stop, the park and brake is set, and then we'll assess the situation. In the event of a failure at or after V1, or you call go, you'll continue to take off as normal. I'll raise the landing gear and silence our oral warnings, and above 400 feet on QFE, which is actually going to read about 500 on the QNH, we consider any ECAM actions, and we'll be alert for incapacitation and any deviations. So the actual route that was going to take us off, Dan, you'll probably benefit from seeing this. When it comes to the departure on 04 right, we're going to take off, and we're going to basically get on a course going inbound to this VOR, which you have tuned on the Delta Hotel Papa. There's a couple of little kinks there where an ORNAV point, but we're going to skip that point and go straight on out. There's no issues regards the terrain. And if I go to my I'm going to put on basically the Rose VOR here. Oh, sorry, let me just have a look at this. Maybe we can do it a bit better. No, it's going to be on Rose VOR, okay? So if it tunes in, Dav. This is the sim, so there might be a couple of things that's not available to us, but we'll assess that as we go along. After that, we'll be climbing straight on out to a point, and it's called Bivip. And bear in mind, the altitude out here, sector safe altitude, is 8,800 feet. However, if we're on that, just where my little mouse is, it says we need to be at flight level 118. So that is actually, in our money, 11,800 feet. But if you notice, we're flying in China this evening, so we use meters. So we're saying flight level 3,600 meters. Where that's going to be depicted, if we go to the FCU, and we have metric alt button here. I'm going to press that. And we see nothing happen except down in the corner here. So in that corner, if I adjust the altitude, let's say they said 11,800, so we go to 11,800 on our altitude. I think this is your first time seeing this, Dan, isn't it?
This is my first time seeing this.
Okay,
yeah.
So I'll just put it there, 11,800 feet as we see as feet. But let's see what it says down here. Okay, it's not being depicted very well. That actually should say 3,600 meters selected, if you know what I mean. It's the what you select actually comes up here. So we'll keep an... Oh, sorry, there we go there. at the very top of the PFD. This is the Neo. So I forgot to mention, when you look at the artificial horizon, just at the top on the right-hand side, 3,600 meters. Can you see that in yours?
Yeah.
Which is 11,800 feet. So we got to keep an ear out tonight. If ATC is giving us clearances, it's going to be meters. So we'll just leave that little button on and keep an eye on it. Other than that, Dan, it's all yours.
It's crazy. Like I say, it's a bit of a closer look at that. What Jerry was displaying on his monitor. You got 3,600 meters here, and you got 11,800 feet next to it, which is, I mean, it's incredible. The aircraft has catered for that as well. In some respects. Is it? Russia also use meters, is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of places that use meters. I believe Russia. I haven't flown in Russia, would you believe? I haven't passed through their airspace. I don't know whether they use meters or not. But something tells me that they do.
Yeah.
But a lot of countries over in the Far East use meters. So are we all going to go to meters? Is it going to be feet? Is it going to be inches of mercury? Is it going to be QNH? It's a battle out there at the moment. But the aircraft can cater for all.
Yeah, it's how do you go about when you fly into, the transition between feet and meters and vice versa? We don't have feet. Basically, if you get a clearance over here now, they will clear you to say 900 meters, which would be approximately around 2,700 feet or 3,000 feet. They will just say you're cleared to 900 meters, you're cleared to 2,000 meters, you're cleared to 2,300 meters, and they'll increment that way. And we just have to find out what does that mean on feet, because the only thing we can put in on our altitude window here is feet. So no matter what they give us, we've got to get the conversion for feet. However, we've got enough instruments up there in the PFD to show us. What is the transition altitude?
Right.
what is the transition? What is the transition altitude? Phantom has said over there in China.
So basically, let's have a look at here. So the transalt is 9,850 feet. So what is that in meters? The best guess that we can do is 9,850 feet. If we put it up here, so 9,800 is the closest we can get. Okay, what is that in meters? It's just about 3,000 meters. Can you see that there?
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
So we've got to go up another 50 feet. Is it fair to say that 50 feet will round that off to 3,000 meters ish?
Yeah.
So it's 3,000 meters, and that's got from the plate up here where it says trans altitude is 9,850 feet, or it says 10,830, which is 1031 hectopascals or above, and it gives you a few different bits and pieces there regards of, that's the transalt is the 9,850, and then there's other altitudes depicted there as well. Gives you a quick rough feet to meter conversion up there. If they say 2,700 meters, you're going to 8,660 feet. Your closest there you can dial up is probably 8,900 feet, and you'll be a couple of meters within it. There's always a tolerance allowed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So keep our wits about us.
We've got 169 passengers on board. I think a bit like the other night, that's as most as we're going to get it to board. I think we're always going to be a passenger short in that instance. So 24.7. Guessing it's around here. Would you say, Jerry? Would you be able to have a look on your?
Yeah, 24.7 is just. Yeah, go ahead. What were you using?
I think 0.2 or something like that.
Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will put the flaps in, 0.2 up. And 6.1 for the block. The zero fuel weight in. And
Hey, Phantom, sorry, Phantom just saying he's going to get some sleep. He's on reserve in the morning. Listen, best of luck. We'll probably catch you again on the next stream.
Yeah, thanks, Phantom, and thanks for popping in. Yeah, so yeah, be great to see you back in. It's been a while since you've been on the streams. I mean, I think you popped in last time, wasn't it? Last stream as well. So,
yeah, the airlines are getting busy now.
They are getting busy. Thanks for the follows, thanks for the shares, everybody. Thanks for tapping that screen. I do appreciate it. So we are. I think we're pretty much ready to get going.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll turn the lights on as well, so we can.
Sure.
Now, in the real aircraft,
yeah.
Would you turn the exterior lights on as soon as you're ready, like for pushback? Would you
Just the
dull
beacon.
down?
Just the beacon.
Sorry, no, I mean the interior lights. Would you dull down the dome lights? Would you? Turn
Yeah,
it
some
off,
companies would have. Well, before taxi, I would definitely put it to dim, but not to off.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, in flight most companies would like just to keep it on dim.
Okay, got you. Okay, well we'll go and do that.
Sure.
So Phantom said things that certainly are ramping up. Sorry, pun intended.
Pun intended, yeah. Yeah, we just wait until March comes now. We're going to be all crying for a day off, probably March, April, May onwards, you know.
Okay, so before start checklist, what
yes,
do you do?
please.
Yeah. Okay, so fuel
is could the fuel crossfeed check? Is that right? Sorry, what was the first thing
fuel,
there?
Yeah, fuel crossfeed check.
Is checked.
Cockpit prep
is complete.
EFS switches
is they're on.
Gear pins and covers.
There's 3 behind and none outside.
And signs.
On auto and armed.
ADRS.
3 in nav and checked.
Okay, and fuel and block. Fuel block.
It's 5 tons is on board, checked and balanced.
Okay. Barrow reference
is 1030, and that's once, twice, and 3 times reads 140 feet, which is 40 meters.
Okay. Below the line mobile phone and iPad
is off airplane mode.
Takeoff data
is now set there 132, 133, 137, and toga.
Okay, doors, which I'm just going to sort out now. There we go.
Yep.
Hopefully. Okay, so windows and doors
is closed and armed.
Okay, thrust levers.
Idle.
ATC transponder
is now auto.
Parking brake and accumulated pressure.
The parking brake is set. The accumulator pressure is a little bit low down. I'm just going to bring it up by going up, switching on the electric pump above, and we can see the pressure starting to rise a bit there. Now it's in the green, so we're safe.
Yep.
And I'll switch back off again. Set and checked.
Okay, and beacon.
The beacon is now on.
Okay, so I'm going to call the pushback truck.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
So I'll we are live on VATSIM tonight, so I'll give them a call, just let them know that we're pushing back.
Okay, thank you.
Wuhan traffic, good evening. Dragonair 2022 on stand 10, pushing to taxi and departure, runway 04 right.
Okay, so
okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches
just waiting for the
closed.
pushback.
All ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Lifting the aircraft.
Lifting the aircraft.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Joshua. Thanks for obviously joining the stream.
Standing by for pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
And tail is going.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Okay.
Sorry, the tail will be going
Please
to.
release parking brake.
Let me double check that there. I think it's left.
Okay. Release parking brake.
release parking brake is done.
Please release
Tail
the
to the
parking
left,
brakes.
and
Parking
you
brakes are
actually want
released.
to get it then 90 degrees,
Commencing
push back,
pushback, you can
and
start
then
the engines
it'll be
in
another
sequence.
90-degree turn
You
as
will
well.
start
So
in
you'll
the
be going
sequence.
back 180 in total.
Okay,
Two stages. We are away.
We're away.
So it's good the old medical is done, Dan, isn't it? The
Oh,
first
definitely.
step, like, you know.
I think I was nervous about that, not because I believe there was going to be any issues, but
Yeah.
the fact is that it's one of the things that's out of your control.
Absolutely. And then you only have to worry about it every 12 months.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Very good. It's the other way down there, so yeah.
So
The other left.
the other left. Sorry, I'm looking at outside view, so you wouldn't actually. Sorry.
So when you go straight back now,
Yeah.
you're actually backing out of a what you call it, a cul-de-sac. And when
Yeah.
you get a little bit further on out, then we go left again.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. I'll tell you when I'll tell you when you're ready to turn again.
Okie dokie.
It's a long old pushback, but you are clear to start engine number 1 and
Oh
push.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
push.
Ignition starts and
Yeah.
engine number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. 1.
Someone said of all places, Wuhan.
Ah,
Yeah, but
hey.
I mean, it's something that everybody knows, I guess. To Shanghai as well, that's going to be a
Yeah.
great trip.
We had to pick somewhere to keep people entertained for an hour.
And
To the left, the right again, the right. Yeah, keep going to the right, and go again now. That's it. Just keep that little bit of a turn on. That's all. Not too much. Take off a little bit of the turn.
yeah,
There we go. And if you go sharp enough now, you'll be stopping there in a second. And stop.
stop.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Set parking brake.
And
Parking
brake
brake
is
set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Did you switch off the lights? Yeah.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine
the dad by
start.
accident.
Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side.
Cockpit
Have a good
lights.
flight.
Holding
Sorry, I
position, waiting for
switched.
the
Yeah, I
visual.
switched off
Thank
the
you,
demo.
and
Yeah.
goodbye.
Sorry, I was outside having a
Oh,
look.
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So parking brake is set. Yeah, lovely. And you clear engine number 2.
Clear engine number 2.
So when does the studying for the exam start, Dan?
Well, the plan is to order the course the weekend,
Sure.
just to get myself sorted with work this week. It's been quite busy, so
Yeah.
it'd have been pointless ordering it any sooner. So just
Very good.
wouldn't be able to do it. But yes, ordering it the weekend, and that's when it will commence essentially. And just trying to work out then a routine which I can stick to in the morning or evening or sort of bit of evening lunch or whatever, just so that I can keep a consistent study pattern and make it part of my daily routine.
Good plan.
Like how enthusiastic you are after Christmas to go to the gym, and it starts out sort of 3 times a week and then slowly degrades to half a day a week as the year goes on, that sort of enthusiasm. Yeah.
There we go. That's the other engine.
Okay. All right. Ignition to norm.
Normal.
Okay.
And you take the
And the
lead and
APU.
the APU.
Yeah.
And I will do the spoilers, 0 the trim, flap 1,
Flap 1.
and the trim is set. So the after start checklist, please.
Okay. After start checklist, anti-ice.
Is not required.
Engine mode select.
Is normal.
Rudder trim.
Is 0.
Pitch trim.
It's pitch trim is 0.2 nose up, just about under 25%. That's reasonable.
Okay. Flight instruments.
Are checked.
And ECAM status.
Is checked.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so I'll get
after
you a taxi
start
now.
checklist.
Wuhan traffic, Dragonair 2022, taxiing via Charlie, taxiing via Charlie, Juliet, and Delta for 04 right. Okay, Dan, I'll keep you right here now. So effectively, what you need to do is start taxiing out to your left and get between those blue lights. See those out on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
That's the taxiway. So go forward, left-hand turn, and a right onto those blue lights.
Okay. All right. Parking brake off.
That's off.
And do you turn the lights down now at this point, or just before
No,
takeoff?
just before takeoff. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A few things to be looked at in the cockpit before we get cozy, you know.
Got a bit of traffic over there in the distance, I can see.
Ah. So keep going left a bit, and follow it. There's no center line light, so right now.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay. I was looking for the.
Turn right now.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah. So you've literally got the edge of the.
That's
of
all
the
you
taxiway,
have. That's all you have.
And do you have those in many airports? Like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you have,
yeah.
like just the
Oh yeah, you can have that. So sometimes it's important. Like for instance, an example would be. It's a good time to actually talk about it. Example would be, we've heard of a thing called the MEL, and it's the minimum equipment list. So you go for little things that's broken on your aircraft. Maybe a little light is not working. That's fine to get back to base. But sometimes you need everything. In other words, you need your taxi light. I can tell you can go without a taxi light working. But on a night like this, in an airport like that, you would want it with you know. So you're now taxiing on Charlie, and you will be. Not the next right you'll be taking. Next right here.
next right.
I think it's here, isn't it? Yeah. It's a bit hard to see. Maybe just go up a little bit. According to the map.
I can see there's a break in the.
Yeah. So we'll take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably better off sticking with the ones that you're doing here, so it's a bit safer. So we'll follow that around.
Actually, should the strobe be on while I'm taxiing?
No. Keep going around there, down to the right.
Okay, that's fine. Also now.
Yeah, onto the right.
On the right, sorry.
No, the right. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We're going into oblivion there.
Okay.
That road should give you a hint.
Oh, yeah.
So if you just sort of, you're generally looking at any taxiway straight ahead, straight ahead there, on that heading roughly that you're already on there.
Yeah.
So you keep going. It might kink to the straight ahead. It might kink to the left.
Yeah.
And right as you go straight ahead. So we get out to the right hand side. You're in too close there. Out to the right.
That's the right.
So we basically power up and go out to the right.
Yeah.
Go round him. Yeah. That's it. Okay, and then it'll be a left now straight ahead. You keep going down there. Keep going down.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have. Do you know what I might do? Actually, just give you even these lights here. It might help. I'm not sure whether that's any better. So it's a left-hand turn here now. It's a taxiway to the left you're going to try and take.
Okay.
That's it. And 90 degrees left turn, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So you need to keep going down that direction if you can. Oh,
This is. I was going to say, I'm just in a. There's buildings and let me
Right,
just have a look on. Let me just have a look.
what about
on.
over to the right? So if you move over to the right there, it's a little bit strange, that is, because it says that you can taxi down that way according to the map.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take the taxiway that we were on previously to get down to the bottom end of the runway. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
So we'll ignore the real world maps for this. Obviously, they're not consistent with the simulator.
It's not doing the right thing there for us. There is a runway. There's a runway over there ahead of you. We can use that one. It's the same departure. Okay.
Okay.
So if you can visually find your way over to that runway.
Yeah.
In other words, back out here, turn left, and taxi all the way down.
Okay. So is there two runways here?
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm looking on the
Apparently.
I'm looking on the PFD, and there doesn't seem to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want to start to cut through to the left there, and use that taxiway to take you all the way down to the left. In other words, we're going back to where we actually taxied out from.
Oh,
That's
never mind.
interesting.
See, this is live simulators. You see, so it's not always. They are pretty spot on, aren't they?
They are.
But on occasion.
Well,
occasion
go straight
it
out.
can
I
be-
was going to say you can go
Yeah,
straight
there's
out there.
grass.
Yeah. Did you see what happened to the 747 that got lost the weekend? He was on the wrong line.
Picked all
dear.
baggage and everything.
Mm,
Yeah.
it can
What
happen.
airline was it?
Air China.
Was it?
I'm nearly sure it was Air China.
Oh, blimey. And I guess, I mean, he must have had a little bit of mist, brain fog or something like that.
Yeah, it was extremely poor visibility. That was the day that we did the
stuff,
stream into JFK, and you saw how bad that could have been,
So we're actually in Wuhan airport, and we're heading to Shanghai.
We are indeed.
Good question. Will you need to top up fuel now? Because, I mean, we've had to taxi more than what we expected.
Excellent. Now,
great
I'm just going to get a backtrack here, Dan. And Wuhan traffic, Dragonair 2022, taking the next left-hand turn to backtrack runway 04. Just take you onto the runway for a backtrack all the way down.
Yeah.
Excellent question. So we looked at the flight plan earlier on, and it was approximately 200 kilos that was afforded for taxi, okay? And at this moment in time, I'll have a quick look down. We have burned, put the engines up, we have burned 70 kilos on either side, so 140 kilos we have burned. We still have about 60 kilos good to go before we would run over our allocated taxi fuel. But remember, Dan, we did take a bit extra tonight, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So we could actually burn that. But that is a great spot and a great question.
What's the longest flight you can do in this type of aircraft? B-Bear has asked.
That's very good. In this particular aircraft, now it depends on weight. If the more weight you have regards to passengers, you can't go quite as far as if you were flying on an empty aircraft. But depending on the configuration, I know one particular configuration that you could effectively, with no passengers on board, you could get nearly a 10-12 hour flight out of it. But that's you're not doing anything for your airline there. Putting all the passengers on board safely, you're looking at the guts of about 8 to 9 hours you can actually do, which is a long time on this.
That is a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
I mean, it'd certainly beat your bladder, wouldn't it? If you didn't have a toilet on board, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you refuel in the air? Not that I know of. I don't believe there's any Airbus that have been adapted or anything for that.
If they are, it's not from a civilian point of view. No, maybe from a military point of view they have been adapted, but not a civilian aircraft. But again, another great question. Yeah, if you had mid-air refueling, technically your flight can be as long as you want.
Yeah. What's the game called? It's called Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And people are asking, what's the flight time today for this flight?
It's 1 hour. Just
1 hour.
1 hour.
Yeah.
We're actually getting a bit of snow there down, so I'm going to put on the anti-ice for the engine. So if you do a 180,
Yeah.
and we run the before takeoff checklist, and we're good to go. Hard luck. And this thing can turn on a penny.
I was going to say, this takes some practice, I bet, to keep the momentum, you know, with
There
the
is
engine.
a procedure. There is a procedure to do it. You got to go to your side and 45 over to the other side, then spin it back around again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a procedure to do it.
Okay.
Excellent.
Lined up.
And set the parking brake when you're ready.
Parking brake set.
Okay, and before takeoff checks, please.
Okay, before takeoff checklist. Flight controls.
Are checked.
Briefing and nav aids.
It's confirmed and set for a departure off runway 04. We're climbing straight ahead initially, an altitude of 11,800 meters.
Okay, and flaps.
Oh, sorry, 11,800 feet. Flaps is 1 is planned, 1 is selected, 1 plus F is indicating.
V speeds and flex temp.
It's 132, 33, 37, and Toga gives us 81.6 sensible.
Okay, ATC code.
Is set.
ECAM memo.
Is takeoff just the cabin to get.
Okay, we'll do that now.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
And okay, that's off now.
Super.
And below the line, EFS and iPad.
Stowed.
Cabin.
Secure.
PAX and APU.
PAX is on, the APU is off.
TCAS.
Is now gone to TA or A.
Okay, before takeoff checklist completes.
Okay, you are clear to take off. Wuhan traffic, Dragonair 2022, departing runway 04.
Okay, parking brake off.
And released.
Okay, so getting it straightened up a little bit. Okay, and spooling the engines.
Yeah.
Stabilize Toga.
Okay, Mantoga SRS, the auto thrust blue. Thrust is set. Indications are normal. 100 knots.
Check.
V1, rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up. Okay, Dan. Here's a good idea now. Would be to put the autopilot in.
Yep. Also pilot in. And,
Select. Bring your heading to 3, 4, 5 at the moment, and track that VOR needle. You have the VOR.
Okay. 3, 4, 5.
It's heading of 045.
Oh, sorry, 045. Okay.
Lever climb.
045.
Lever climb.
A lever climb.
Yeah. And you probably might have to go to 060 just to get it back in, you know?
Yeah.
Excellent. So,
Okay, flap 0.
flap 0.
TikTok Scotland, can I go to the toilet? Bolin Lou on YouTube, any MAL/CDL today? Are they airport codes, Jerry?
Any MEL, CDL, don't know. Oh, yeah, sorry, any MELs today? In other words, anything broken in the aircraft?
Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Dan.
it's still learning. Please forgive me, Bolin. Well, we've got 88 people over on the TikTok side. I'm sure you nailed the landing at Kai Tak the first time. What do you think, Jerry?
Well, I've seen you in action over there, and I put money on saying absolutely.
Yeah, well, do you know what though? I nailed it when I was on live stream when Jerry was watching as a viewer. I think it was it was one of those flight request sort of things, and I nailed it. I nailed it first time. When
I actually requested it. I was the one who requested it.
Yeah, you requested it actually, didn't you? Yeah. And then Christian, when it comes to Christian's video, and I think the pressure was on to make it just right, and it was in the 747. And do you know what? It took me. I'll be honest. It took me 3 attempts to get it absolutely right. With the landing, and it was. Yeah, I think the pressure was on for you. I think Christian. I think the pressure was on.
Dan, direct to Bivip and climb on the altitude 17,000 feet.
Okay. 17,000 feet and direct to Bivip. It's a pretty rotten day out there, or night, should I say.
Okay, set standard.
Standard. Oh my word. Come on.
You need me to do it for you. That just call.
There we go. There we go. The threat of Jerry taking over and pressing it for me. I was like, no.
I would never do that. I'm just going to do direct. Did you go direct to Bivip? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to do it inside. Start on my side just
as well. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Does it change anything on your side?
No, it's still Bivip. Yeah.
Perfect. It just makes the picture look right over here. So, do the after takeoff checks?
After takeoff checks, we'll do that now.
Yeah.
So after takeoff, checklist, landing gear
is up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On, and we are pressurizing.
APU
is off.
And barrel reference.
Standard now set.
Okay. Yes, the TikTok Scotland said, "Why are you flying in the dark? It's simulated. Turn the blue sky on, please." Well, I mean, to be honest, we might be able to do that, but what we're worried about is that if we do that, it might cause something. It might cause a problem with our shared cockpit experience. I think that's what we're concerned about. But it's real world time. We're actually flying in China under real weather and real time. So yeah. Hi Patrick, how you doing? Dear passengers, prepare for landing. Not quite yet. Gringo Man, it's an hour flight in total. Yeah, he said that they planned it at night, so they're not going to change it. Yeah, the thing is, it's with this shared cockpit. It has to be exactly right. Anything that's slightly off will cause it to crash or play up. So I know. Well, there's some nice roads out there, that you can see. In there. So yeah.
And probably tonight. Now I'll double check the weather in a minute. But it would be nice if we got a nighttime approach into Shanghai, because should be well lit up.
Oh, definitely.
It'd be really good. Dan, you cleared climb flight level 250.
250.
And as Jenna says, Orla would leave Jerry on the runway, just like we did in Vegas. Oh, Jenna, fair play to you. You're sharp. You remember.
Remember when you forgot to pull down the landing gear? Yeah, it must have been on the request live. That well, there's people that this is the GA, isn't it? That have got undercarriage, but there's people that have done it and people that are going to do it. They say
that's exactly it. Yeah.
How long is the flight, Simon? Jeffrey said it's about an hour.
We're looking to get in about another 55 minutes. So we get to our top of climb, and down we'll probably have 10-15 minutes in the cruise before we prepare to come down. So any questions and anybody wants to get landing in, now's the time to do it.
Perfect. And I've just turned the seatbelt signs off.
Sure. Oh yeah, passing 10 lights as well. Forgot about the passing 10. I'm not being a very good co-pilot for you then.
It's joint responsibility, don't worry.
Okay, see the way we can now see clear. We can actually see the stars up there now at the moment. That's the time now you can switch off the engine anti-ice, because you're not going into any cloud formation. Okay. And now it's time to probably make it a little bit more romantic. You can turn down the light a bit now. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Look at that. Oh, what's that sound?
What's that?
Anti-ice detected.
Okay, well, need to get it back on then.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. So it's detected it. That's fair enough.
Do we need to put any like wing anti-ice? I mean, like it seems like, you know, when we've done a few streams, it seems that the engines are always the ones that we put anti-ice on, but we tend to leave the wing ones off on the streams.
Yeah.
I mean, is that true into real life, or is it just for the sake of the simulator? Yeah.
No, that's nearly true in real life. It would be a rarity that you would be using wing anti-ice. Like, I won't say a rarity, but for every 50 times you would use engine anti-ice, you might only use wing anti-ice in conjunction with it once.
Okay.
You can actually get your nose around the window and have a little look out and see if there's any ice build up there, you know?
Oh, right. And
yeah,
you
just switch it on. Yeah, you can visually switch it on.
Yeah.
But Dan, this is a great question for you. What is QNH?
Okay, so QNH is your height above sea level, and your QFE, which we tend to use, is your airfield elevation, or your area elevation above sea level, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So basically, if you were sitting at your airfield, like I can tell you now that what's Taton Hill, Dan? What's the elevation of Taton Hill? Do you know?
Good question.
So
it's certainly not on the mountain, so it's never been. It's higher than. I'll just have a quick look.
Well, let's pretend it's 200 feet above the ground, okay? If you set the QNH and you're in Taton Hill today and you're at the airfield and you're getting into your Cessna and you put up the QNH, they say it's 1013, you set that on the altimeter. Even though you're on the ground, the altimeter will say you're 200 feet in the air. It's because it's measuring how high you are from the sea. QFE is exactly what Dan was saying, is that if you put the QFE up on your instrument, it will read 0. So I am 0 feet above my airfield. And that's the difference between the two.
So field elevation for Taton Hill is 439 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have the QNH set, and even though you're sitting on the ground in your airplane, you'll see 440 feet on
That's
your
correct.
engine.
That's correct. Yeah. Do you ever play Scrabble up there? TikTok Scotland has said.
Scrabble? No. I think the extent of the words that I can put together is cash, mash, fash. That's a 3-letter words. This is as good as I am with Scrabble. Are you seeing what I'm seeing over the horizon there? The sun's coming up a bit.
Yeah, you've got the sun coming up. Light I wasn't too sure whether it was light pollution. You know.
Wow. Oh, Kim's popped in.
Yeah, and Gringo Man has said, "I knew you'd come in. I knew you'd come." And actually, while we're on that, let's have a look at the top gifters, because I know Kim is again made the top gifter. Okay, there we go. Kim is number 1. D Barber second. This was from the last live, by the way, last Simulator live. So any gifts that are done today will be highlighted on the next simulator stream. CD launch 30 coins, Melanie and Andrew. So five gifters there. Thanks so much for that. Oh, blimey. So we got about 60 people watching over on TikTok. We've got about 9 people watching over on YouTube, 1 over on Twitch. So hi to everybody that's watching the stream. I do appreciate it. I'm guessing, going back to, for those that have only just joined us, Jerry was mentioning how he's getting his HGV license soon. And I'm just wondering, is that so you can fuel the Airbus A320 up yourself? I'm just wondering, were you going to pick up the fuel at the airport?
And that's what you call real cost cut now, if you get the pilots to fuel and drive as well. Like, I think it's one of those things, Dan. You know, I think everybody was a little bit, depending on what job or profession you were in, was was a bit scary for people in aviation over the last 2 years, and you just wanted to have a little something in your back pocket. That's all. And I wanted to do my HGV license, so I started it, and I really want to see it through. Oh, by the way, while you were off there looking at that, we got cleared up to flight level 350, so I just put it in there.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Jerry, for that. I'm just going to have a look out the outside and just see what it looks like with that sunrise.
I think we might be lucky here with a nice sunrise. But it is only a short flight, so we'll see.
It's quite dark. There. Yeah, it's you can see it in the distance. It's quite nice, and wow. Jenna said, "Wow." It's TikTok Scotland said, "Would anybody lend me £80,000 so I can do my pilot's license?" You got to lend me that money first. That's the deal. Yeah. Thankfully, I've got. I'm a little bit further down the line, you know. So it won't cost me as much at this point. But you can sign up to EasyJet's and CAE's integrated, and they said that they're not employing anybody other than integrated students from that thing. I don't know if you've seen that, Jerry.
I did. I seen it. I didn't get through all the detail of it because there was one or two people that I know as well that was passing a question. So I just got onto that site and had a little look. I'd have to look into it more before I would be able to pass comment and know exactly what they're doing there, you know.
I mean, I only seen the headline, you know, so I haven't really looked into it myself. And Stephen Hardy, have you started your exams? Huge congratulations on passing your medical. Yeah, thanks, Stephen. I'm glad that's out of the way. I'm ordering the course the weekend to start the ATPLs, and then I've got to try and work out some sort of study plan, how much time I could do without burning myself out, because rest in the mind is as good as actually studying hard as well. I think
Absolutely.
Rest is also important to get away from it. So I just need to find that balance, and I think it will take me a few weeks to try and get, you know, find out what works for me, because it's going to be different for everybody, isn't it? It's going to be different how much you can take in and absorb without it sort of going, because if you push too much with studying, you can actually, it's counterproductive, you know, it doesn't actually sink in, you end up switching off. It's a bit like with I don't know if you've ever tried sorting something out on a task. It doesn't matter what it is, and sometimes you're best walking away, aren't you, Jerry? You
sometimes you are,
and then coming back to it. So
sorry, Dan, I just need to draw your attention to the aircraft controls here. Have you got the auto thrust engage on your side?
Yes, I have, but I've just activated it again.
That's okay. That's perfect. It's after coming up on my side there. That's perfect.
All right.
The second thing I'll ask is, what tailwind is reading up in the top left-hand side of your not the PFD, your ND?
So we got 254 knots.
That's the direction, Direction.
110 knots. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we're being really pushed along here tonight. So this is going to be dive of a descent. We haven't even got to our cruise, and we'll be descending pretty shortly.
Get to Shanghai in half the time, I imagine. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm actually just going to put my head down into the box there while you're entertaining everybody and check something out.
And actually, question for you, Jerry. So obviously, normally, you know, in normal wind circumstances, we would do the power of 3 on the on our current cruise altitude to find out when we would need to descend.
Yeah.
But if we've got a headwind, tailwind to consider, how do you compensate with that?
Okay.
Like obviously ATC should really be letting you know, but like you said, in real life, sometimes they don't. You're the pilot, you're managing your descent, and obviously when you need to get down.
Yes.
How do you go about that? I mean, do do you sort of put a percentage on top of that figure, or what? I mean, how do you cope with that stuff?
Well, there's probably some genius has sat down and worked out, probably to the exact T, how to do this. However, majority of pilots like to keep it simple. Keep your power at 3, as we spoke about before. Now, the fact that the wind is pushing you along, what's your best guess? Would you go down a little bit earlier or a little bit later? You will go down earlier.
Earlier, yeah.
Now, so the earlier descent will actually push you along quite. So, if we have to say we're at 35,000 feet, if we were to start our descent 0 wind at 105 nautical miles, I'd probably say let's start at 120, maybe 125, and assess it on the way down. So as you're going down, you can look at, I'm passing 30,000 feet. So 330s, 90. How far am I away? Oh, that's fine. It's holding. Keep it going, and just keep adjusting on the way down. Simple.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Gringo, just to like Scotland, how often are you guys fitness tested? So it's every year for your Class 1 medical.
Yeah.
One thing that I was actually, like difference to an army or RAF medical is that they put you on a running machine, not with those medicals apparently, because but you don't with the pilots. They're just checking your heart and your power of your lungs and stuff like that instead.
Well, I'll interrupt you there, Dan.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Going back in the day when we were doing those initials, you would get up onto a treadmill, and so I did my initial Class 1 medical 2000. That was my initial Class 1 medical. So we're looking at 22 years ago, and that was part of it then, but they've omitted it now.
So you did have to go on a treadmill back then, yeah?
Back then, and plus you had to do a thing called an EEG, which I don't recall them doing it.
No, they
lately.
didn't. They didn't. I mean, there was plenty of flashing lights, but not a specific test. It's mainly looking at. I said to the doctor who was specialist in eyes, the optician. Is an opticianist? There's probably a name for it.
Sure.
Because you had the audiology, whatever. That was a sort of one section. Then you had this an optician sort of look at your eyes. But the amount of intensity that they were putting in your eyes to look behind it, and I said I bet you can see right into my soul there, and he started laughing. He said, no, I can't see that deep. Don't worry. TikTok's got an optician. Where are you landing? Christine has said. So we're landing in Shanghai. And look at that sunrise, Joey. I mean, it looks fantastic on my end.
It's starting to come up. I can see the orange line going across. I think we're going to be going down quicker than that sun is going to be coming over.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Mackel Star, you're leveling off there, 350. I'm just going to put the head down in the box as well and set up for a runway and look at the plates on the far side. Just give me 2 moments.
Gringo Man said, I'm going to, by the way, Jerry Cam's on, by the way. Jerry,
okay. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, so you can see
just
what
in
I'm
case
doing
you, decide to sort of have your meal or whatever.
Oh, no, I don't eat and work. This is going to be too busy. So let's have a look at the airport where we're going into here. I'm going to pull up these plates. Hold on. I think we pick a northerly runway, Dan. Oh, actually, do you know what? Let's give you a crosswind landing. So let's have a look at the airport information and the layout of the airport, which looks something like this. No, there's going to be no crosswind landing. You're going to have one on the nose. So we pick something nice. Runway 34 left. 34 left. That's beside the terminal. 34 left. Okay. So the approach for runway 34 left. It's the RNAV ILS Yankee. Okay, so we'll do a RNAV ILS DME 34 left. There we go. There's your plate, Dan. When it pops up on the screen, that's the way you're going to be coming in. So you'll be going in basically from the south, left-hand turn in, and landing in a northerly direction. There's 4 runways there. It's the 2 on the right-hand side, but it'll be the left one of the 2 on the right-hand side, if that makes sense. So 4 of them pointing in the same direction. We'll get more into that later on. So I'll just have a little look down in the box and set that up for you.
Okay.
So runway 34 left whiskey. Oh, that doesn't make sense.
And Jerry,
Yeah.
TikTok Scotland wants to know how often you fly.
It used to be every day, 5 days in a row, and take a couple of days off. Now, with mixture of transatlantic routes as well, I get a little bit more time off. So I don't have a defined pattern on it. I do know every few weeks when the rosters come out and they're produced.
Okay, that makes sense. Andrew is TikTok Scotland's name. Yeah, I tend to I tend to sort of just call out the username so that no one I'm referencing every time, and plus I do have a tendency to get names mixed up, so I can't go wrong that way. So Jenna, maybe change your name if you want people to remember. It makes it easier. that's true, Jenna. Yeah. Long haul TikTok Scotland is question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit long haul. Okay.
XB Master 2 said, where are you now? I am over Bremen radar. What call sign do you have, Jerry?
Say again?
What's our call sign today?
It's Charlie X-ray 2022. Charlie X-ray 2022. Actually, there's one other little neat thing I found out about this fly-by-wire version. We can actually send a message to anybody else out there in flight sim that has fly-by-wire as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you go to their website and it shows you all their aircraft that's up there, and you can type in and send an ACARS off, and basically if they're asking and they're in the air, send us a message and say hello.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be so cool, yeah. And I have a feeling that I think the China region, well, as we've probably seen tonight, I think that was one of the things that they requested on the Microsoft Flight Simulator live, to say to obviously sort some things out. But obviously I wasn't too sure what they were referring to, but now we probably do with the things not working in the box as they should, etc. Oh, look at that! I tell you what, the views look fantastic.
It's looking good, isn't it? I'm not watching the stream. I'm just obviously looking at my own window here. But I'm just going to refresh on the stream and let's see what it looks like. Yeah, you've got the exact same as me.
And is that very representative of real life? That's
absolutely. I'll even give you one better. The way the star constellation is out there, they're correct as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I've actually flown this and I've seen like the Northern Plough, the different constellations that you can actually see very clearly, the North Star, the whole lot, and it's very representative actually.
And are the stars as bright as they are on the sim? They're quite sort of bright on the simulator. Are they bright in real life?
Yes, and here's the thing. If you turn down, you can basically, on a night like this, if we were flying, say, long haul or across the Atlantic or something like that, you have no ground light pollution. So the only pollution that's actually going into your eyes is from the cockpit. So you can soften all the lights down very nice and low. It actually, if you walked in, you would think the lights are off in the cockpit, but they're not. They're adjusted to your eyes, and when they're down, the lights outside and the stars, I should say, seem actually that bit brighter, and it's amazing. You just never get fed up with it.
Jenna said, "Have you seen the Northern Lights while flying?" I haven't.
It's
but I guess that's more towards you, Jerry, because of
spectacular, absolutely spectacular. It's a free show that only few get to see it, and it is spectacular.
I seen the Northern Lights in Iceland but not while flying. So and it was all right. You know, it wasn't as there was one strong moment with the Northern Lights which made it really intensely green, but then it was mostly a very dull green, very faint green that you could hardly pick up on. But the cameras were showing it bright green because the the timing. You can actually reduce the time, the shutter speed on the cameras to get the best out of the shots.
Dan, can you just quickly switch to my cam for a second? I'm not sure what, there's a city down there, I'm not sure what it is. I'm just looking out the side window here. Let me just have a look. And if I show the view, is there any idea where that is?
I'm just going to have a look now.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that on the right-hand side?
Yeah, it's on the right-hand side there where I am, yeah.
Okay.
Because it looks, the way the river is and the build-up down there, it looks fairly hefty. Now, there's an excellent chance you may not be able to pronounce the name of the city.
I'm just thinking this. Jerry has set me up on this one, you know.
Boom.
Okay, so Wuhan actually is on your right-hand side. Wuhan,
Okay.
and Bo Wang,
Okay.
but Wuhu is the biggest name there.
Right. Okay.
And Dangtu. And Nanjing is on my left-hand side. That's the biggest sort of name on the left-hand side.
And while you're, I don't know whether you can see this, Dan, as well, right? While we can see it, I might capture it now. If you can get your head forward and look up, you'll see a milky kind of cloud.
Yeah.
That's actually the Milky Way.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's actually the Milky Way. It's the way it's depicted as well at nighttime when you're flying. You can actually see the Milky Way. And that is it, and it's even simulated here. If you look out to my right-hand side and up, you'll probably see a little bit more of it there. Oh, actually, no, it just depends on which way your camera is.
That's crazy.
That's
I'm just looking over
Nanjing
over on the left-hand side now.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at now.
Sure.
And XB Master 2 said, how do you send a text to another fly-by-wire pilot?
I'll tell you what. I'll answer that question now in a moment. However, Dan, you're cleared to send altitude 10,000 feet.
10,000 feet, yeah. And I'll put it onto Jerry Cam as well.
Sure. Okay. So, if you go, if you go to the fly-by-wire website, I think it's fly-by-wire /maps, you will get all of the aircraft that's flying around on their call sign that is the A320nx, okay? You take their call sign and you put it in here. I'll show you now. So look down at the box. So go to MacDo and go to Atsu. I'm just going to freeze my headset here. 1 second. Now.
Okay. I'm going to get a closer shot in so you can control it from your side. 2 seconds.
Sure.
Okay. I've switched over to a closer look to the box.
Okay. So now, so I'll start that again. Go to Atsu and go to AOC menus and see up the top here it says free text. So press that there. And you put in the call sign there too. So it was like I could send the message to ourselves, okay? So this is actually quite fun. Charlie X-ray 2022 is our call sign. So I'll put it in there and I'll just put hi space Dan. So I'm going to send it out and send it. So now, oh, telex is not enabled. That will be from the iPad in the settings menu.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because I did an update on this today.
Okay.
So basically that's how it's done. You just make sure it's switched on the settings in the menu to enable telex, and you just put the call sign in there and you put the message that you want and hit send, and whoever's flying, it'll come up as, you will see company message there, right there on their things, and they'll go, oh, there's a message. So you can go down here, you go back into the box, and this time look at received messages, and there's where your messages will be. It's a great little feature.
It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so telex is seems to be enabled on mine. If I switch over, if
do you know why? Let me just
Okay.
let me just go over and look. I just need to stretch across. You
Okay,
go
I'm just going to switch over to.
Let me see. Go to my settings and sim options.
And I'm just going to take it off. And your cam just while you got so you got free reign to look at whatever.
There's nothing. There's nothing personal going on here really. Since the update, there's a few little bit. Oh, actually, here we go. Maybe it's in here. Telex. Oh, it is on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine, but at least that's how you do it. If it was.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
on the experimental version, aren't we? So.
We are. Yeah, we must look at it. We must look at it. So I can see Shanghai City down there. At the moment, we're really descending down into it.
Wow, it looks incredible. Let's go and have a look at the outside shot now. We've got a bit more light, so remember I won't be able to hear you.
That's okay.
So saying so.
So we're flying the Airbus 320 Canada 2. We're flying the Airbus 320, and it's the NX version that's downloaded from Fly-by-Wire. Free version, and it's probably the most accurate 320 that's available on Microsoft Flight Simulator, in my opinion. The landing, you got to remember the landing gear when you're landing, so you're getting a bit of stick over this one. A big shout out to the Irish boss in the cockpit. Dan's the boss. This is his show.
Oh no, look, you know, I couldn't do it without you, Joey.
Hey, of course you can. Of course you can. I seen you in the early days, and I mean struggling hard. But you did the most perfect thing that any pilot could ever just wish for, is you go around and you came back in and did it safely multiple times. Nobody can fault that. Great decision, that. Fair play.
Dan's a beginner. I am a beginner. To be honest, when it comes to the, you know, I'm more at home with the PA-28s and Cessnas, etc. I've been flying them for like 5 years now. But when it comes to something like this, then it's a lot about management of the computer systems and also knowing your departures, making sure you're cross-checking things. A lot more involved than flying the smaller stuff. But really interesting as well, because it's one big learning curve. So
it certainly is.
TikTok Scotland said I'm behind you, so that makes me a child. No, honestly, it doesn't matter what level you are, you never stop learning. That's with anything in life, isn't it? Really.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm nearly 17, 18 years flying this particular aircraft. I still learn things every day.
Thanks for the gifts, Kim. I appreciate it. And while we're on that, actually, the top gifters from the last stream, for those that just joined, are Kim, D. Barber, CD Lorch, Melanie, and Andrew Taylor. So they were the top gifters from the last stream, and they will be mentioned. The top gifters from this stream will be mentioned on the next simulator stream as well. So, and big shout out to the Patreon members as well. So while we've got a bit of time, so Patreon is a way to support the channel, and you can support it by going to patreon.com/flyuk. And basically, the Patreon members get mentioned at the start of each stream at least. But like this stream tonight, they're mentioned more than once, generally speaking. So that's how you can access the Patreon. So patreon.com/flyuk. And there's different memberships there. So we can just have a look and see who's on board. So on board we have nobody in economy at the moment. So that's the entry tier into the Patreon memberships. And next we have Living Issue UK, Matthew Allen and Niall Conway. Steve Rowe as business class members. Thanks ever so much for supporting the channel. over in business class. And first class we have Christian and John Restall. So yeah, thank you ever so much for the support on that, and I do appreciate it. So yeah, what is the point of that site? So the point of it is, first of all, it's a way to obviously support the channel. Yeah, because there are running costs to this, and the running costs are at least £100 actually. You know, with the Adobe subscriptions, the Restream software to bring it out to you know, to more than one platform. I also had to upgrade my internet connection to get it out, so it's streaming to multiple streams as well, otherwise it was starting to lag. So there is essentially a running cost there. I mean, it'd be great just to sort of you know, equal
neutralize
that and neutralize that, and it's just a way of help supporting the channel to keep continuing to do this, and you know, and as a thank you, the Patreon members get to know any news, you know, important news like the medical, whether it's a pass or a fail first. So I gave them the news early afternoon, and it wasn't put on the other social media channels until later that evening. And also things like any major YouTube videos, they will get access to that a week early before I put it onto YouTube. And there's also posts on Patreon which give a full breakdown of my PC specs in hardware. Also, you know, a bit of a story about my first sort of setup, you know, with the simulator and everything. And also what has been requested. Oh, thank you, Kim. I do appreciate the gifts. You don't have to, though. Honestly, you don't have to. But thank you for the gifts. But yeah, there's going to be a post soon for Christian, who wanted me to land into Kai Tak in the old Hong Kong airport. So he will get he will get access to that along with the other patrons a week early as well, before he goes onto YouTube. And there has also been a request to have a look at my simulator hardware as a post. So that's going to be up soon on Patreon. And actually, one of the most recent posts that I've done was provided a World War II PDF plans, a couple of plans of my local airfield, how it looks in World War II, and you can't really get that until you know, unless you go to the museum and get that. It was a friend that provided that to me, and yeah. So, are you limited as? Okay, hold on 2 seconds. So. Last question. If I was a pilot speaking to the cabin, I'd make it as funny as possible. Are you limited to what you can say? Jerry, over to you then.
Well, look, yeah, of course you got to keep it professional and you got to keep it relevant. There is ways of, say, watering down in some situations. Some passengers might get a little bit annoyed because it could be delayed. It's not your fault. It's ATC, that kind of stuff. And, you know, I would personally come out and I would speak to the passengers out front, you know, so you're not just the voice over the cabin, you're actually visible to them, and you let them know honestly, first and foremost, it's not our fault, ATC isn't there. If I get to know first, I will come straight out, I will tell you, and so beyond. Now if that drags out a little bit more, you can throw a little bit of humour in there, and I've done it many a times. It's just subtle, but it's very effective, where you come out and you pick up the PA and they're expecting the big announcement, and you say, I've nothing for you, and you just put it back down again, and you'd walk back in, and people are like, they're getting on side with you, they know it's not your fault. And you know what, some of the best flights that we've had with serious delays and annoyed passengers thanked us as they're getting off, and they thoroughly enjoyed the flight. So it depends on how you approach it. There's nothing worse, and I totally accept this as a passenger, to sit there and not be told what's going on. I accept it. And so get a bit humorous with them, they'll appreciate it.
And again, it's I suppose it's like any job where you're speaking to the public, you've got to stay professional, haven't you, at the end of the day? And,
absolutely.
So yeah, that's interesting though. Now is the time for a simulation failure, guys. Oh my word.
Sorry, before we go any further, Dan, I just I had to select the speed there because it was actually coming back. There was a bit of a failure on that, so I selected
Oh, was
speed
it?
while you were
blimey.
away. Yeah, so that's okay. That's all fine. You're now clear to descend to 6,000 feet. QNH 1030.
030.
That's okay. I'll just cancel
Okay.
that with the master. There we go.
How come that didn't light up with the horn on that?
No, that's not a failure. It's just a horn to let you know you're deviating away from your altitude. So did you select 6,000 feet?
No, sorry, 6,000 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
And
right.
QNH
I've done
10.
I've done the QNH 1030.
Well,
Yeah?
we'll just check the QNH. Is it QFE or QNH?
Oh, yeah, QNH 1030.
Super. So passing 10 then.
Passing 10. So landing lights on,
Yeah.
seatbelt signs on, and notify the cabin.
Yeah. And we have an approach check in your own time.
And approach check. Cabin crew advised.
Advised.
Seat belts,
Are on.
briefing and nav aids.
It's confirmed and set now for an ILS approach to runway 34 right left, if that makes sense. The MDA is 211 feet and econ
Yeah.
status, well, yeah,
And EFS and iPad stowed.
stowed.
Yeah. Okay, approach checklist completed. Wow, these views are really starting to kick in now. Kim has said, "How are my two favourite pilots?" I just talk about us, Jerry.
Hey, c'est moi? Is that me? Is that me, Kim?
Oh dear. Oh,
We're very good. We're very good.
Said launch, Jerry, exclamation mark, and then he sent you a rose. Do you guys?
Oh, thank you.
Do you guys read TikTok comments? We do. We do read TikTok. Never mind. I think you realised we weren't reading the TikTok comments as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thanks for the tapping on that screen on TikTok. We are coming to land now, Shanghai. And again, now said launch is in here. I'll put the top gifters. You're on the list there. So Kim, Debo, and said launch, Melanie, and Andrew Taylor. Thanks for the gifters on the last simulator live. I do appreciate it. See Speed and Old Star has been.
Yeah. Oh, you got that one in, huh? Hey, I like it. So you need to pick up a heading now of. Actually, you're okay. You're okay for the moment.
Okay.
You're okay for the moment.
Back the badge 17. Congrats on passing your first class med, by the way. Thank you ever so much. I do appreciate it. Laura,
Sorry, Dan.
sorry,
250 knots. 250 knots. My apologies.
Yeah. That's okay.
I don't mean to keep interrupting you, but
Listen, this is we're below 10,000. It should be critical. Was it sterile cockpit, shouldn't it? We shouldn't even be talking apart from to do with flying the
actually, you
aircraft.
can even go 220 knots, and we have a little cruise in here.
It's all going very quiet in the flight deck now, with the engines dialing down.
Yeah.
I'll just put the jerry cam on for a moment.
Oh, I better get up on my seat again. Stop lying down, Jerry. Okay, so there is an airport out there. I can tell that by the little blue lights on, but that's not our one. Our one is further on, I think. Anyway, we'll just stick with the instruments. I would love to see this by daytime sometime. You know that we must fly over here in day.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
Did you say they're 8 hours ahead?
I think it's 8. Maybe so. Well, we're busy here. Maybe somebody can just dig that up and throw it out to us there. How many hours ahead is Shanghai? It is the first today for us in Europe, or in Ireland and UK. However, it's the second already over there. But the time is correct. There's one piece of trivia for you. The time in aviation around the world is 21:40. So if you're taking off in Australia and they're 12 hours ahead and it's 20 to 10 in the morning of the second, they're actually taking off on 21:40 on the first. It keeps everybody on the same clock.
Oh, right, okay. So that time's always standard across the world then?
Zulu, exactly. If you ring up air traffic control in Australia, so it's, well, I'm gonna guess and say it's about 20 to 10 in the morning in Australia, something like that. Okay, so 20 to 10 in Australia in the morning. If you ring up the air traffic control in Australia, they'll tell you it's 20 to 10 on the 1st. Everybody sticks with Zulu UTC time.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So Laura has asked way back in the comments about honestly, can turbulence do anything severe? I won't fly, it scares the life out of me. And she said, is there any courses for nervous flyers? Do they do any courses for nervous flyers?
There
about
is.
airlines, probably, you know.
Well, maybe not the airline, but there are external courses that you can do that will give your confidence. Will actually, and I think at the end of it, part of the course is to bring you on a 1-hour flight, and they talk to you. If it depends on how severe you are, regardless of your fears, they will talk you through breathing exercises. They'll give you different things to think about throughout the flight. I prefer, I won't say prefer. If we have somebody who's nervous on board, I will actually delay for 5-10 minutes just to speak to them and tell them exactly what's going on, how calm we are, and how everything flows nicely. I'll explain to them that we have 2 of everything, sometimes 3 of everything in the cockpit, and basically I break it down and say, why do we have 2 pilots? Because we only need 1. Why do we have 2 engines? Because we only need 1. So you don't have to worry about anything failing or any sort of fears that you may have. These things keep flying.
And that's the important thing. It's just knowing that one of the big comforting things with commercial aviation is, like you said, having those backups, and when something fails, if something fails, it's very rare, that there is something in place to back up that failure, and that's what it's been designed to do, isn't
absolutely.
it? Yeah, fail safe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you guys test the oxygen mass?
We did.
Yeah, every flight.
Absolutely, you have to. You've no choice. And there's let's just have a look. Press the door button here. There you go. The PSI is 1,700. There's plenty in there.
It's great for clearing your head early in the morning. Thanks for the gifts, and thanks for the shares as well. Thanks for tapping that screen and pushing the likes to the TikTok live. And also thanks to those whoever's on YouTube. There's 10 people over on YouTube. Thank you ever so much for the subscriptions and liking the on the YouTube live as well. And if you do if you do want to share that YouTube link to any other social platforms, that would be great, or forums, that would be fantastic. Oh, thanks for the
Kim.
Oh man, do you know what though? Like, Kim has, I think you've made like the top gifter, I think 3 times in a row now, haven't you? I know. I think the last one.
Sorry, Dan, you're cleared to send out to 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet. So what does OP descent mean?
Open descent. So
open
basically,
descent. Yeah.
what you're asking the aircraft to do is, I'm assuming this is the same with PA-28. When you want to descend, you close your thrust down to idle and you descend and pitch for the speed.
Yeah.
That's effectively what an open descent is.
Gotcha.
If you push to descend, you go into a managed descent. Now it's watching for all the height restrictions on the points that you may have laid out on your arrival. And it will actually target those to be maybe 3,000 feet at this point, 250 knots. The next point will want you at 220 knots, and the aircraft will actually do all that for you.
Fantastic.
It is.
Said launch, or CED launch, says, sorry Dan, I'm here for Jerry. And I said, haha, and me. For those that actually want to follow Jerry's accounts on TikTok and YouTube, it's Fly Island. So really simple, like Fly UK, just Fly Island. So make sure you just drop him a follow over on both TikTok and YouTube. You've been doing some great flights, haven't you, in the King Air?
Yeah,
recently?
so basically in the King Air, I'm doing a lot of local stuff yesterday, and one of our regulars was there. Dan, I spoke for 45 minutes and I never had my microphone switched on, and it was hilarious. But if anybody then, if people do start following the channel, when we get the ability for the 2 TikToks to be able to stream live, God knows what we'll be able to create, Dan. We might be able to do something really good with this.
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
Pick up a heading of 130, please.
130.
The Shanghai over to your 11 o'clock there. Sorry, the airport, I should say.
Yeah.
We never got any ATC. I just checked up there.
I was going to say,
they switched
the
off.
ATC's
They
gone
switched
quiet.
it off. They switched it off.
They thought we're not having these cowboys coming into Shanghai.
Yeah.
And, we've got to deal with them. So, yeah. In that case, we'll turn the meters off then, just in.
Yeah. Okay. It's distracting you, is it?
No, it's not. I'm just being rebellious, you know. Right, no, you can have some of that. Yeah.
So let me just make sure we're not going to impede anything at 2,000 feet. So
2,500.
okay, so that's good. That's about right. So when you think about that, the airport is 200 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
We've just got a warning to say that we're 2,500 feet above ground, and that would have been right 2,700 feet on the bar reference. Excellent. So that's perfect.
Okay, so
we're in good shape.
we are in good shape.
I would love to see this at daytime, Dan. I say it's spectacular. We're just not seeing it at night, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've just going to the outside shots of the aircraft, and it.
Sure.
Said launch said, "Where's the cabin announcement? I never heard one." I think Jerry, do you want to do a cabin announcement? Just let them know that we're. Or is this
Okay.
actually no? This is in sterile cockpit. You wouldn't do it at this point, would you? Actually?
You wouldn't do it, but it's up to you. You can, if you missed it, you could probably just give it a quick blast.
Go on then, Jerry. Quick one then.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening from the flight deck. Apologies about we didn't get a chance to speak to you throughout the flight. We're just fairly busy here. However, we're another 5 minutes before landing. I want to take the opportunity and thank you for choosing the fly with us today. The weather in Shanghai is 6 degrees, wind from the north at just 12 meters per 10 meters. My apologies, 2 meters per second. On behalf of all the crew today, I'd like to thank you for choosing the fly with us, and once we're on the ground, our service agents will look after any further requests. Thank you.
Oh, very nice, Jerry. I hate to tell you, but you're broadcasting to ATC as well.
Ah, yeah, right. So time for the flaps now, Dan. You're not going to get me on that one again, okay?
Oh dear, flaps.
So get rid of the
one.
flaps. Flaps 1. Manage the speed. yeah. I tell them.
Do you know, it makes me wonder whether, you know, like the captain, like would turn that on. You know, when like just as a.
No, I'll keep that funny
initiation.
story. I'll keep that funny
okay.
story for the next stream, the one that I told you before. But we'll tell everybody that on the next stream. We don't have time now.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you're ready for 2, sorry, now when you're ready for 2.
Yeah, flap 2.
Flap 2.
Oh, it's looking fantastic. Best announcement from the flight deck, said launcher said. Thanks for the gifts. Kim said, thank you, Captain.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, sorry, that's you.
I'm not, you know, We're a captain, but we're inverted. You know.
Okay, turn left, heading 010. Cleared the approach.
Heading 010, clear to the approach.
Clear the approach. Did you arm the approach out?
Yeah, approach.
There we go. And gear down when you're ready.
Gear down.
Gear down. So we'll just make an adjustment right, heading 025. 030. 030. Just a small adjustment.
It's very flat in China, isn't it, around here?
It is. The sea is just out to the right-hand side there, Nick. You know? Now you can see 2 runways ahead there, but you can see the 2 runways on the right-hand side. It's just to your 11 o'clock.
Yep.
So you're landing on the 2 runways on the right-hand side, the one on the left.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Good evening, Fraser. You just popped in. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's really nice to see the regulars again coming in.
Absolutely.
It really makes the streams. And we are nearly there now, Shanghai. We are nearly there.
We are indeed. I love the way the light pollution actually reflects off the clouds. That's exactly the way it would look like.
What's the screen on the left hand side? This is what they call the fly pad. So it's got weather and information for us. So it's I mean, what's the official name for them?
EFB, electronic flight bank.
Yeah.
So there's yellow star. Lovely. You're in great shape.
Fantastic. Okay, flaps free.
Flaps free. And when we catch the glide slope, maybe we'll go for the last one after we catch the glide slope.
Yeah, sure.
Just takes the stress off the engines, you know?
Sure, yeah.
I see Kim is acting as cabin crew tonight, calling brace, brace, brace. Oh my God, Kim.
We don't want that, you know.
We expected more from you.
Does the evac button work in? Have you ever? Yeah, I mean, you know. In here on the simulator, is it simulated?
Yeah, we could try it when we're about to shut down.
Yeah, when we're down, yeah, I suppose. Okay, yeah, the glide slope's coming in now.
Yeah.
When it hits it, we'll go full.
Flap full, yeah.
Flap full?
Yeah. And set 3,000 for the missed approach.
3,000 for missed approach.
And landing checks, please.
Landing check, barrel reference.
It's Q&H set.
Auto
thrust is speed.
ECAM memo.
It's landing. We just have to get the cabin checked. That's all. So after landing down, it's a left-hand turn. The terminals are in the middle of those 2 runways. I'll just call it for taxi tonight.
All right, wish us luck then, or wish me luck, should I say. Jerry had the last landing, the privilege of the last landing, so...
you don't need luck.
Okay, autopilot disengaged.
Okay.
And auto throttle off, I'm going to have a try and manual. So if you can keep an eye on the speed for me.
Sure.
Come down.
I know, the speed will probably stay perfect on my side, because I've got the auto thrust engaged.
Oh, have you?
So I don't know. What speed is it reading on your side now?
just above 130. 135.
Okay, well,
yeah.
okay, yeah, all right, that's fine. Okay, it's working. Okay, so you're stabilized. You're stabilized 1,000 feet. Continue.
Okay, continuing.
Oh god, I'm gonna put on my tighten up my seatbelt here.
Oh no. If I hear priority rights, then I know I've got
Does
I know
that
it's gone
button
wrong.
work?
I know it's gone wrong.
Very nice.
500.
Check speed.
130. Yeah, thank you.
$400. 300.
You stabilize the speed. We're about 48% N1.
Okay.
200. 100 above. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay, reverse thrust.
Reverse spoilers. Reverse green. Deceleration. 100 knots.
Check.
$70 knots. Fancy pants. What a good landing. Well done.
That was that's probably the best one I've had so far, to be fair, on a joint stream. Okay, we're coming off here.
Yeah, here's good. You're basically aiming towards the buildings in the middle. So nicely find your way through there. And be careful, we have to cross a runway as well, okay?
Okay.
So probably straight up first and then to the left.
Okay, straight up and then to the
Yeah,
left.
just a little bit straight up and the first left that takes you straight across the runway. So, and in a situation like this now, you would be very observant because you'll have another runway there that could be. Oh, sorry, no, we landed on the left runway. If you had to cross the runway, you'd be very observant. You wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't clear up the flaps. You leave the strobes on.
Oh, really? Okay.
The priority is both eyes out till you get across that runway, and when you're safely on the taxiway, then you can start clearing up. So, let me give you a general place to aim for. Straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, and if that's taxiway Tango by any chance, is it?
Tango 3.
Yeah, you just keep going straight there because you will
Then
have
we've got Whiskey 7.
Whiskey 7. That's where Whiskey 7 is there. Whiskey 5, Whiskey 2. Yeah, Tango. So keep going.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Mr. Mickey.
Follow any one of those greens. Technically, it's supposed to be into the left-hand side, but I can see trees over there. And maybe just follow the green lights until you find a standout. I think there is terminals to the right.
Okay. Flap 0.
Flap 0, yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Okay, do you want to do the cleanup? So
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind,
spoilers there, flaps, radar, switch off. I'll let you find a stand. It's not adding up here. Yeah. And there, PWS, put that one off. There we go. Engine anti-ice is off. Keep that taxiway light on. I'll sit back here now and let you find a stand.
Okay, I think we'll go in general aviation. I think.
I'll do.
There you go.
That's as good as it gets, I suppose.
Welcome to Shanghai. There we go. Well, at least we've got a ground power unit. Oh dear. And we'll just make sure that APU's powered up before we turn the engines off. But thank you
I never
ever so
did
much.
that.
Parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Thank you ever so much for everybody that's joined the stream this evening, and I really appreciate obviously everyone joining in and the regulars joining in. Really, I must say thanks to Jerry again for joining and taking his own time up to fly with me as well. And if you want to get your fill with lives in the week, in the day sometimes, then Jerry has got a channel as well, Fly Ireland. So very similar to obviously the handle is, so it's really easy to remember. So Fly UK and Fly Ireland. So if you follow Fly Ireland on TikTok and over on the other channel, the one that's got red and the symbol and the white writing, you know which one it is. I won't mention it. But yeah, if you want to follow, it's the same handle, but Fly Ireland, Fly UK, myself, Fly UK, and Fly Ireland is Jerry. It would be really appreciated if you do that, and trying to get Jerry up to 1,000 followers, so we can maybe do some live streams and chat things with me at some point in the future, which would be great.
Yep. So if they get me up to 1,000, Dan, I promise to come on live with you.
Yeah, and sing a song. Sing a song apparently.
Oh no!
I'm only joking.
No. Oh no!
I'm only joking, but yeah, thanks so much for everyone that's joined, and those that have subscribed and followed on TikTok, subscribed on YouTube, followed on TikTok, and liked and shared. Again, another thank you to the Patreon members. If you do want to help support the stream further, help with the running costs of the streaming entails, then you can help that by going and joining Patreon as a monthly sort of membership. In exchange, you'll get sort of behind the scenes posts. You will also be the first to know about any news, like my recent medical. The Patreon members were the first to know about that as a post on there, and so they got sort of, as soon as I got out, basically, pretty much, I let them know, and I let everybody else know on the early evening, essentially. So they got first news of that. But thank you ever so much for the Patreon members. Kim, blimey, with the gifts,
She's having a go at me as well.
As soon as he remembers to put his mic on. Yes. So Jerry had done a live stream this week on his own channel, and he was essentially speaking for 45 minutes without the mic. So can you post Jerry's TikTok in the comments? Yeah, sure. It's just Fly Ireland, so really simple. Fly Ireland.
Fair play to Kim Dan. She persevered for 45 minutes, me talking to myself. And then when I switched on the mic, I was like, oh. And she's like, hello.
It was great.
It was a learning experience.
You're probably best searching for it on the TikTok search after the live or something. But it's really simple. Fly Island. It should come up straight away under Jerry. But yeah, hopefully. Craig Salter, sorry again if I came late. Are you from Manchester way, Dan? I'm Rochdale, but I'm living in Ireland. So I live in a sleepy town called Tamworth. So you might have heard it's famous for the Robin Reliance. This is the Del Boys and then the Tamworth Pig as well. It was also the capital of Mercia, which was the Middle England in the medieval times, and Saxon castles, etc. Anyway, but yeah, apart from that, it's pretty central. So Manchester, about 2 hours away from me. Nearest airports for me are Birmingham and East Midlands, and etc. So yeah. Mac Loop in the fighter at some point would be cool. Yeah, do you know what? I'd get lost, I think, I would love to do it. I'd have to study. I'd study which turns to make. It's also famous for the Snowdome, isn't it? Yeah, the Snowdome is it's in Tamworth. It's fantastic. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Christian. That's such kind words. So Christian Featherstone is a a Patreon member, the content Dan shares for Patreon members is really more than worth the monthly subscription. How kind is that? You know,
very nice.
And I do appreciate, let's say, Christian and many others. You know, that help support the Patreon side, and like you say, it just helps. Like, you know, it'd be great to run the running costs at zero. You know, for these streams. But you know, like I say, and I'm glad that I can provide some behind the scenes sort of content, and obviously, you know, really giving you a mention every time. So anyway, we may end the stream now. Jerry, thanks so much, and do you want to say bye as well?
Yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for the regulars coming in, and Dan, most of all, Dan, thank you very much for allowing me to join.
No, thank you so much, and we will see you soon. We don't know where it's going to take us next time, but I do know that we've got a Patreon-only live stream. Actually, talking about Patreon, Patreon-only live stream on Sunday evening. Now, I'm not too sure whether Jerry's flying for real or not. So
no, I'm available. I'm available.
You're available. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So
I'll be only too delighted to come in and meet them all.
Perfect. So that'll be scheduled for the Patreon members, Patreon only, and that has been voted on. And we're actually going from Madrid to Gibraltar on that Patreon only stream
on
nice. Sunday.
That'll be
so
lovely.
We can't wait for that. And also on top of that, we may have a bit of a Q&A session before that stream for the Patreon members. So I'll update the Patreon members about that, and we can have a general chat. And I want to try and see if there's a way of getting some like an open sort of voice chat, so you don't have to keep typing on those Q&A sessions. So it might be in a form of a Zoom meeting or whatever that we'll do before the stream. But I'll be in touch with the Patreon members about that, just to see whether you'd be happy to do something like that. So,
and if the Patreon members then can make it, obviously they may have commitments. However, if they can, please do. I'm really, really dying to meet them all and chat to them. And it's great.
It's going to be great. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, and bye for now. This is Fly UK. This is also Fly Island. Jerry's Fly Island. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Take care.